Here next topic we are having the reproductive system of a leech. In this reproductive system of a leech we are going to see that what are the organs are involved in the reproductive system of a leech and how their development has taken place. So let me move our lesson. First one is the a leech is the hermaphrodite in nature. We already said that. What is the meaning for an hermaphrodite? Let me recall them once again. Here hermaphrodite, which mean they are having a both a male and a female organ in the, that is a genital part in the a single organism, that is the hermaphrodite. Here leech is the hermaphrodite in nature. Okay, first we are going to see that a male reproductive system. Male reproductive system of a leech. Here there are 11 pairs of testes are present in the leech body. Just imagine this is a testis. Now I am going to draw a testis just like this. And like this they are having a 11 pairs of testes. Okay, so they are having 11 pairs of testes started from the 12 and ended from the 22nd segment. 12 to 22nd segment they are having a pair of testes. They are present in the form of a scrotal sac. Okay, they cover present in the form of a scrotal sac is called as a testis. A testis, a sac. Okay, this is the 11 pair. Here each pairs are present in the each segment. Here a testes are connected to the this part connected to the vas efferens. What is the name for that? Vas efferens. That is a connected part name. And here a vas efferens are connected to the long tube, that is the name of vas deferens. Here a vas deferens convoluted to form the ejaculatory duct. Just imagine this is the ejaculatory duct. Okay, here this part is the what? Sorry, this is the epididymis. This part is the epididymis. Here a vas deferens are convoluted to form the epididymis. The major function of epididymis just help to store the spermatozoa. Okay, or they are also called as a sperm vessels. Why they are called? They are storing. No, that is why they are called as a sperm vessels also. And each ejaculatory duct are lead into a small duct called as a, and each epididymis are lead into a small duct is called as a ejaculatory duct. This is the ejaculatory ducts. Okay, and each ejaculatory ducts are joined into the and center part of a male part, that is a genital atrium. This is the part of what? A genital atrium. Here this is a genital part of a female. Here they are considered of two parts. A first one is the prostate gland. This is the upper one is the prostate gland and lower one is the pineal sac, that is the opening of penis. The male genital pores. We say in a male genital pores, this is the opening of male genital pores. So that's it for a male reproductive system. Let me move female reproductive system. Here female reproductive system are just present below the male reproductive system. Just imagine this is the female reproductive system. We already say that they are present in the 11th segment, and male reproductive system are present in the 10th segment. Let me draw it here. This is the female reproductive system. Okay, here they are having a two ovary. They are present in the form of oviduct. Okay, they are considered as a three part. First one is the ovaries, and second one is the oviduct. This is the ovaries, and this is the oviduct, and next one is the vagina. Okay, these are all the parts are involved in the female reproductive system. They are present in the 11th segment, and each ovary they are having. This is the ovary, right? Just take this is the cross section for an ovary. If you have seen that ovary, each ovary they are having a ribbon shaped structure. Their ova are present in the budded form, just like this. This is the ova. Here, the ova are present in the budded form. Okay. They are attached to the ribbon shape of the ovary part. This is the ova. Okay, and oviduct. Here, this is the oviduct, right? It arises from the ovary. They are attached to the center part, that is a pear-shaped vagina. They are having a slit-like opening, that is the vulva. We already know that. Here, they are present in the mid-ventrally. That they are present in the body. They are present in the mid-ventral side. They are opening the 11th segment of an body wall. So that's it for a female reproductive system. Let me move on next topic, development. Here, a development of an leech or takes place in an internally. This is your 1 marks to you. Have to note that a development of an leech is taken place in the internally. Okay, and they are formed as a cellitellum. You already say that, right? To produce their cocoons. It is also known as a egg case. We already said that this one also egg case, which means egg box. We say that in that box they are kept all the cocoons. For that each fertilization, that is a here a development of an leech is a direct one. There is no any complicated stage. They are having a direct developmental phase, and they are producing at 1 to 24 embryos in that cocoons. Okay, and next one, the young ones are resemble to the adult one, which means baby offspring are resemble to the parents. So that's it for a reproductive system of an and development of an leech. Let me move on next topic. And here last topic we are having the parasitic adaptation of a leech. Here a parasitic adaptation, which mean we already say that a leech is an ectoparasite. Okay, write that, which mean ecto mean outer, a parasite mean they adapt to the host body. That is a parasite. Here a parasitic adaptation of a leech, how they are leech attached to the body and how they are sucking a blood. That only we are going to see this. First one is the leech is blood sucking in nature. Blood sucking in nature through the pharynx. Okay, and next one, with the help of an two sucker, we say no. That is the anterior, and next one is the posterior sucker. Here anterior and posterior sucker are both helpful for the attachment, and anterior sucker helpful for to feeding a blood of an host. First, in the suckers help to attach a body of an host and make a Y-shaped incision. And next one, they make a Y-shaped incision, and that is the wound, Y-shaped wound and a body of an host. And next they are sucking the blood, and then they are poured the first they are poured the saliva. Here, the saliva contains one special protein, right? That is the name of hirudin. We already said that they act as a anesthesia, which is helpful. They act as a anesthesia. They're helpful to whether they are host or not feel any biting sensation, and act as a preventing of coagulation also, right? That is a function of hirudin. And next one here, leech is not having any leg, that is a parapodia, and CJ are completely absent to be here. A parapodia and CJ are completely absent, that is a leg part. Here they are completely absent to be here. And next one, a last one is a blood is stored in the crop. Here we already seen that part of a digestive system. This is a crop part, right? And here a blood is stored in that a crop for the slower digestion. It give a nourishment for several month. Okay va, இப்போ blood கிடைக்காத டைம்ல they need a nutrition, right? அந்த டைம்ல என்ன பண்ணிக்கும், just they are taking a blood to their crop part and taking a nutrition from that. Okay, so that's it for a parasitic adaptation of a leech. And last one, they are having a one do you know part, that is the blood letting technique. They are given that here a blood letting, which mean a toxic substance is there, no, a toxic substance in the blood can be removed. For an example, snake bite. If you see the snake bite in olden days, we are given a one kind of remedies for that. Blood suck பண்ணி வெளியே எடுப்பாங்க இல்லைங்களா. So that is the blood letting technique. So that's it for a parasitic adaptation of a leech. We have successfully completed our topics. Okay, let me see the remaining topics in our next class. We have to note down all the key points. I given some of the key points in the written format. Have to note it down in your observation note. I give some of the question answer in that homework box. Have to write it all the question in your class work note. I hope you all are understand the topic. Okay student, thank you. We will see in the next class. A very good morning students. Today we are going to see about the rabbit, Ornithologus cuniculus. That is the scientific name, as you know that very well. And yesterday we have discussed about the leech topic, right? And that introduction part I say that scientific name of a rabbit, that is the Ornithologus cuniculus. There I given an explanation also for the Ornithologus, which mean they are share the common genus of an European character of a rabbit, that is the Ornithologus. And here a cuniculus, which mean they are living in a burrow. They are having a underground pathway, that is live in the burrow part. Okay, that is a cuniculus. Here let me see the taxonomical position of a rabbit. We already see that leech taxonomical position, same like that. Here also they are having a taxonomical position of a rabbit. A taxonomical position mean for the animal kingdom we are having, right? In the animal kingdom, a rabbit, how they are arranged. Here first one is the phylum. We already say that what is the meaning for the phylum, class, order. Without any delay, we have more topic. First one is phylum. Here the phylum belong to the chordate. Okay, chordate, which mean they are having a backbone. Here rabbit is a vertebrate animal, so they belong to the chordate. And next one is the subphylum, that is the vertebrate. I'm already saying that chordate. And next one we are having the mammalia, which mean here rabbit is giving a milk to their young one, so they belong to the class of mammalia. Okay, and next one we are having the order, that is the Legomorpha, which mean a very small sized herbivorous animal live in the terrestrial area. That is the meaning of Legomorpha. And next one is the genus, that is the Ornithologus, and species Cuniculus. So that's it for a taxonomical position of a rabbit. Okay, let me move our lesson. First one is we are